This is not a drill. We are less than 20 subscribers away from 21,000. So if you are new here and you like the prediction videos, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe down below. I really appreciate all of you for the comments on the last video. Not only your predictions, but everyone wishing that I'm feeling better. I'm more or less recovered from the illness that we received. And just in time too, because it is time for the Champions League second leg of the semi-finals. And the first leg video was probably one of the best prediction videos I've ever done, along with the Europa League semi-final a couple of years ago, where I actually correctly predicted both correct scores. This time we had Man City to win and Benzema to score at 6.5, and Liverpool to be 0-0 at halftime and winning 2-0 at full time against Villarreal. So pretty much faultless as far as the tips go. It was 6 out of 6, which is awesome. We just had 70% success rate with the tips given to members yesterday. I think it was 18 out of 25, which was awesome. And we are back with the Champions League. Now, kicking it off, we do have Villareal up against Liverpool, and I don't think this will be as easy to predict as the previous one. I really, really don't. I'm torn between a couple of things really, and I'm unsure, to be honest, as to how this game is going to go. So I think Liverpool will field a full strength team, of course, but in the last two times Liverpool have been winning from the first leg in the knockout ties, they haven't played as well in the second leg because they haven't had to. It's almost like they've very professionally got the job done in terms of qualification, but not in terms of winning. However, Villarreal, it's a question mark as to how they're going to approach this game. I feel like they should have been more attacking in the first leg, but they didn't even try by the looks of things. At 2-0 down, they were like, pretty much, let's not concede a third one. And you got to think that that's to try and get something from the return leg at home. The problem is, when Villarreal are successful at home this season, they've typically been lower scoring games, and I just don't see them being able to keep Liverpool out. Because I think in Villarreal's attempts to get back into the tie, that is when Liverpool will be able to score goals on the counter-attack. Because Liverpool don't need to be the commanding force in this fixture. They don't need to be the ones to put their foot on the gas and try and attack. They can just sit back. They'll happily play out a 0-0 for 90 minutes if Villarreal play that way, which means Villarreal have to go for it. They literally have to, which means I think Villarreal could score, but I then think it means that Liverpool can score a couple on the break. So I've gone with a 2-1 Liverpool win. Very, very difficult one to predict, to be honest. But I think Liverpool are just playing out this season perfectly well. I think the 1-0 win over Newcastle was fantastic in terms of what they needed from that game. And I think the 2-0 win against Villarreal previously was exactly what they wanted too. So I could see them winning this game just on the basis that Villarreal have to do something, and that's where they'll leave gaps open at the back. So 2-0 win, 2-1 win to Liverpool, sorry. I think I'm going to go for 3 tips per game like I did in the last video. Hopefully we can get, 6 out of 6. Not very likely, but it's worth a shot. First tip's going to be over 2.5 goals at 1.66. I think Liverpool will score, and Villarreal have to try. And I think in doing that, they'll make Liverpool score more. I could see Villarreal getting 1 because they don't want to go out of the competition with a whimper. Otherwise, what was beating Juventus and Bayern Munich all for if to just whimper out in the semi-finals? My next tip is Liverpool to win at 1.7 in case it is a 1 or 2-0 win and Villarreal literally just don't do anything across the entire tie. I could see that happening. My third tip, because we were so successful with it last time, we're going with a goal scorer, Sadio Mane to score at 2.6. I think he's on good form, and I could see him getting on the score sheet here. Again, I think he can do it. Now, after that, it's Real Madrid up against Manchester City. I'm much more confident on my tips for this game. So I think it's going to be high scoring. It has to be. First leg was 4-3. I don't see the narrative changing really at all. I think both teams are going to score. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. Real Madrid have won La Liga. Manchester City still have an eye on the Premier League. So although I'm saying that Manchester City will qualify here, I would not rule out Real Madrid at all. I was confident Man City would win the first leg. I'm not as confident this time round. So score prediction, it was a toss-up. It was a tough one. I'm going to go for a 2-2. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think Man City are so good offensively, they will just be able to cancel out Real Madrid. Because Real Madrid, in their knockout ties in the Champions League against PSG, Chelsea, and Man City, for the majority of the games, they were second best. You can't argue with that. They were, on the balance of play, second best. It was just the elite level of Karim Benzema, Vinicius, Modric with that pass. Those moments were able to keep them in the games and progressing through the ties and to be within touching distance of Manchester City for this one. So I think Man City are a better team. I do. Real Madrid just have some players on outstanding form. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. My first tip, this is pretty much a banker, right? Real Madrid have to score. Manchester City will score. So both teams to score on over 2.5 goals is 1.72. I think the value is really good for a tip that I see is more or less nailed on. Second tip, once again, Kareem the Dream, Benzema to score at 2.1. Like I said in the last video, he's on penalties. He'll get chances. He scored a penalty in the last game, like I predicted, and he scored another goal in the last game, like I predicted. So I think Benzema's going to score. If Real Madrid score twice, he'll score one of them. So we're going to go with that. And the third tip, over 3.5 goals at 2.3. Because like I said, Real Madrid have to go for it. I could see them scoring in each half. I could see Man City matching them exactly. Hence the 2-2 draw. Hence a lot of goals. Like I said, I'm a lot more confident on this prediction because unlike Liverpool, who might professionally get a 1-1 draw against Real Madrid in this one to see them go through, Man City, albeit very, very good as a team, they're not necessarily super experienced at progressing in the Champions League. They've been knocked out and they've never won it. They've been knocked out in every knockout campaign other than last time when they got to the final and then lost. So I don't think they'll be able to keep Real Madrid at bay for the entirety of this game. So I think there's going to be a lot of goals. So just to have a little recap, I do think the Champions League final will be Liverpool up against Manchester City. Villarreal, it's been a valiant effort, but they almost needed to park the bus better in that first game. It was a 5-minute lapse of concentration that saw Liverpool score twice. If they managed to keep it 0-0, like if you take that 5-minute period out of it, I'm sure Liverpool would have gone and scored anyway had that not happened. But if you take that out of it, literally speaking, and say it ended 0-0, Villarreal could then play the second leg like they did against Bayern, against Juve. I mean, against Bayern, they dominated spells of play. I just don't see them doing that against Liverpool. And now with a 2-goal deficit, it's nigh on impossible for Villarreal to overturn this. So I do think Liverpool will progress. I think there's going to have to be goals, but I could see this being 1-0 to Liverpool. I could see it being 1-0 to Villarreal. Genuinely, this one was very, very difficult to predict because there's so much more than just 90 minutes at play here because we had a first leg to worry about. But Real Madrid, Man City, I think it's going to be very much like the first leg, very much like the games against Chelsea, just lots of goals, lots of entertainment. I could see another absolute classic. I'm saying in this video, for the prediction purposes, that Man City do qualify and go into the final, but it wouldn't surprise me if Real Madrid did. They're done with the league. They have no other competition or anything else to worry about. This is the rest of their season, this one game. Man City have so much more to focus on. So I could see Real Madrid doing something. So who knows? That's why none of my tips are in the result market for this one, because Real Madrid could do something special here. So that is going to do it from me. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe. As I said, we're very, very close to 21,000. I cannot thank you enough for the support on this channel, and it's only going to get bigger and better coming up with the new season. We've got the finals of these competitions, of course, Europa League, Conference League, all that soon. World Cup. It's going to be massive, so drop a like, subscribe, leave your predictions down in the comments below, and let me know your goal scorers for the semi-final and who you think is going to progress to the final, and why not drop your winners of the Champions League down in the comments below. A few weeks ago, I had a preliminary prediction for all the competitions. I had Man City to win the Champions League, Leipzig to win the Europa League, and then I had Marseille to win the Conference League, and they are a goal down currently against Feyenoord, but I reckon Marseille could do a job. I do really rate Marseille, so we'll see how that goes. That is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be Europa League very soon.